Hey everybody, today we're talking Lil Wayne says there's no more racism and Grey's Anatomy actor Jesse Williams is helping people get scholarships. All that and more on Black Hollywood Lives this week.
You are tuned in to Black Hollywood Live this week.
I'm not even gonna try.
Oh, okay, I was waiting for the beat to kick in. I have my shoulders moving. You said you're not even gonna try.
I'm not even gonna try.
You hear that? Did you guys hear that out there? Rachel True says that she's not even gonna try and dance to this Beyonce track right here. Uh-oh. Just get your little sway on. There you go. Hey! Hey!
Almost snapping at the right time, too. We got it, girl.
You got it. You got it. It's all about the shoulders. You can even get the little head nod once you start getting into it.
Oh, were we still dancing?
Yeah, we still dancing. All right. What's up, everybody? Welcome to Black Hollywood Lives this week. We are dancing to Beyonce because two of the people on our panel today went to the Formation tour last night, which we'll talk about. But joining me is Rachel True.
Hi, was I supposed to learn to dance in the time I've been gone? No.
Yeah, you were supposed to.
You're kicked out of the beehive.
That's right, you kicked out. DJ Jesse J.
What's up?
And Courtney Stewart.
Hey, y'all.
Now, you guys went to the concert last night. Tell us about the concert.
Cause rockin' till
Turned up. Beyonce, I felt Beyonce was a little tired, but you know what I mean? This is our third leg. Because she sang Flawless sitting down. I was a little disappointed with that. But visually, it was everything. She came out like,
the visuals were so
The visuals are killer for her. Yeah.
great.
Do you think she sings? Does she sing live at her concerts?
Absolutely.
God, awesome. By the way.
Sure.
Yay, Beyonce.
And can I just say, I know we already expected it. We saw it on the award show, the stomping in the water, but it just never gets old. I just want to be a dancer and I want to stomp in the water and sing freedom. I can't move. That was like everything for me, so I loved it. So anyway,
She
good job,
does her thing. She is definitely somebody who earns their money. You know, I mean, Jesse and I saw her earlier this year at the BET Awards, and I've seen her a couple times too at the concert. She earns it. I mean, I give her mad respect.
Yeah.
I mean, there's not a lot of performers like her. She's definitely the best of our generation, I think.
She's doing a great job.
agreed.
All right.
Wayne.
Boing. Well, thank you for joining us today. We got a lot of great topics. We're gonna go ahead and get right into it. Something on Lil Wayne, I hear.
Yeah, so Lil Wayne was on Fox Sports' Undisputed show, and the interviewer asked a really random question. Did you guys see the clip?
I did,
No.
yeah.
I just thought the question was really
It was kind of random.
odd. Like, Lil Wayne was saying something about how he thinks it's so amazing that, you know, whenever he performs, everywhere he goes, it's just different types of people. And so the guy phrased this question. He said, "What is it like to perform in front of a white audience? What does that mean to you?"
It was weird. It was a weird question.
Courtney, right? All you can do is laugh at that question. We've been performing in front of a white audience for hundreds
Hasn't
of
that
years.
been like the whole?
I felt like he was trying to say a mostly white audience, but he left out the word mostly. You know what I mean? I could kind of
Said
see him saying
predominantly, but
or
I mean,
predominantly.
and the thing is,
you know,
that's still an odd
it's still a weird question. Yeah, it's a weird
ridiculous
question.
You're setting him up for something.
Yeah.
So
Right.
Lil Wayne, I mean, you know what I mean? I just felt bad because I'm like, oh, I hope he wasn't high. Because, you know what I mean? Like, when you're high and you're, like, in that kind of moment, you get, like, cloud and you're like, okay, well, I do believe that there are racist things in this world, but I don't think, like, so I'm just confused because here's his answer. He came out to say, I don't want to be bashed, but...
When you start off that way.
I thought it was clear that when that happened, that there was no such thing as racism anymore. Now, some people got upset with this because they took that kind of to where Cam Newton in his GQ article had came out and said that we're beyond racism. You guys ever see, what's that show with Tommy Loren, that little blonde girl that'd be like
Oh,
from Fox News?
what is it called?
Oh.
I know what you're talking about, though. Oh my God, I can't think of it.
Damn it, the little white blonde girl that just anytime some racist comes out, she'd be like, here's why my white ass thought that that's not right.
I don't watch Fox News,
Oh my
but I
God.
kind of want to now.
Oh,
No, you should just for entertainment
I know.
purposes.
Entertainment
Like,
purposes,
yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
do you think he was high? What's your opinion when you saw the clip?
I mean, okay, yeah, I just think Lil Wayne is probably always smoking marijuana, you know?
Sure, but no, listen, I like marijuana
Yeah.
myself, and it doesn't make me think that history has been erased. You know what I mean?
No, but if
You're also like Rachel, and he's
Well,
like,
yeah,
Do you think it's just he's protected because of his money? No, I agree. I'm just me. But do you think because he's so protected by money? Do you know what? That statement sounds very like O.J. Simpson, 1978.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? When OJ thought he
94.
transcended race. Well, 94 as well, but I'm saying back in the 70s and 80s, he was like, I'm the brother who's... And I think that he may have a white following, but that doesn't mean racism. Doesn't mean they're not calling you names while they're walking out. That's what I know about racism.
I mean, it was like, to me, it was an ignorant statement for him to make, you know.
Yeah.
It didn't make sense.
I just don't think he really thought about what he was saying. Like, I don't think...
Yeah, it just seemed like he just spit it out. It had no merit.
no thought.
No, he was probably sitting there like, ain't this a sports show? Why am I talking about race?
Yeah.
But Tommy, I want to read what her quote was off of this, just to hear you guys say. She came out to say...
this is the white lady, right?
Yeah, the little crazy white lady from Fox News. She said, I was surprised. I was surprised, and I have a newfound respect for Lil Wayne. You know, it's funny, you can sit on your half-white ass like Colin or raise your black power fist, but as soon as a black person rejects the victimhood narrative, they lose their blackness in the eyes of their fans.
We didn't say he lost his blackness. We just said he wasn't speaking.
His reality just isn't most people's reality. We'll put it like that. Or maybe he was protecting all those Samson and endorsement deals by saying that because I don't know. There may be some times.
What was it? The Samsung.
Samson. Yeah.
T-Mobile, all that.
I mean, he's been in the news all week anyway, talking about Birdman and how his papers being affected.
That's what he worried about.
Didn't he say he's retiring anyway? So I guess this is like.
Well, he was just saying that because he don't want to make no more money for Birdman.
Yeah,
that's true.
If he can figure that out, then
I think I don't like what little white Sammy. What's her name?
Little white Sammy.
Oh my God, you have to watch an episode.
Please watch her. No, you can find
Sammy.
clips of her all online about almost every topic, anything to do with race.
I'll come in next week prepared for our topics. How about that? But no, I don't love what she said because I there's like a little 10% where I get it. There are certain people, no matter what culture they are, who dwell in a victimhood, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
They absolutely are. Maybe it's even more than 10%. But there are also a lot of people who have, as cultures and religions have been persecuted in our country and the world. And does that make them victims, or does that just make them trying to equalize things out? We have a lot of movements going on now, and I think the point that's made by one of them is like, listen, we're just asking for what other people already have. So how does that take anything away from you? From let's say white America, it doesn't take anything away from you. You can call it that it's unfair to you, but the truth is everybody's just trying to have an equal shake at things.
It is unfair to them. Because the premise is that it is not equal and that's okay.
Right. So, I mean, do I agree with Hi Lil Wayne? No, but there might be. When I said that, I was like, I would like to hang out with Hi Lil Wayne, actually, like off camera, just to see what he's all about.
Maybe if he had elaborated on his statement, it would have made more sense. I just don't think he knew what he was even talking about. Like, I'm not sure he even knew what the question was.
And it was also a cringe-worthy question.
And he was so serious when he asked it, too. So
put his arm on it,
to perform in front of a white
should have been like, I mean, the same way, Fiddler felt when he was playing for Master. Like,
I wish he said, what does it feel like to be interviewing a black man?
At least now I get to keep my money.
Or I wish he just said, well, I got my choice of Becky's. Yeah. You know what I mean? Something like that.
Well, no,
that would have been a little
even worse.
What?
Yeah, that would have been even worse. Lil Wayne only dates white women. Savage black man only. Savage rapper black man only dates white women scantily clad.
Dropping tabs in their soda after concerts.
But I mean, listen, I wish things were different.
He reveals his Becky.
But the black guy who dropped me off in my Lyft today, he was like, "Is it really true in Hollywood you got to work twice as hard?" I'm like, "What about you? What do you think?" And he said, "Yes." So we kind of, it's still there that we have to work extra hard. I wish we were. I was gonna say I wish we were all living in Lil Wayne's world, but then I don't think I do.
No.
It's like you want to visit it, but you don't want to live there, right?
I would like watch it like a zoo. Like I'll walk as long as there's.
I would like to go on his house parties, but then keep it moving.
I would be scared to go to.
You'd be great. You'd be the hit of the party. I'd be in the corner, and you'd be like, dancing on the tables. Everybody would love you. Please, somebody invite her to a Lil Wayne party.
Don't even, Jesse. Where are you going with that?
Just so I can have the story.
Jesse, don't play.
Can you get her invited to a Lil Wayne party?
Courtney don't need Lil Wayne to get the party started on Sunday.
We're having another conversation about.
She's like, next topic.
Speaking about throwing a party, I mean, you might have thought this next girl was the way she came dressed to school. Okay, no. So her name is Patrice. She goes by Tracy Brown. Is a 4th grade school teacher. She's in the middle here. And she got a whole lot of attention, positive and negative, online.
Who are the two ladies on the side?
So I'm gonna explain that in a second.
A white lady goth teacher and a Spanish
they have
teacher.
nothing to do with it. It's just the dress.
All right.
So we're gonna look at this dress here. So she got a lot of negative commentary saying that what she's wearing is not appropriate to be teaching fourth graders. Other people are coming out and saying, well, look, this is such. This is a racist statement and a sexist statement because guys can wear whatever they want, and why when a thicker African American woman or a woman of color wears something, hence the other two women, this is apparently the same dress on all three people, it causes attention or it becomes over-sexualized. And that's where they're kind of taking this with the sexualization of ethnic women.
Courtney. Courtney.
I really did struggle with this a little bit.
Yeah.
Because so I get the we are putting a sexualized ideal on because the reality is
I can see her
she's
pubic bone,
covered.
Courtney.
She's covered. Wait a minute, let me finish.
Sorry, girl.
That specific dress, she also had a blazer. That just happened to be the picture without the blazer. But she wore a blazer, she wore a longer sleeve, and she has other pictures on her account that show her outfits, which still look sexy, but it's literally like wearing teacher flats and some leggings with a long sweater and stuff like that.
She's a sexy lady.
She's a hot lady. She has
she's
body.
She's beautiful.
She's a perfect hourglass, very sexy. But then it was disturbing too because I was like, okay, let me think about maybe grade-wise it's not that big of a deal. And we're putting this on children. I was like 4th grade. Then I tried to remember when I was in 4th grade. Technically, the boys liked the girls in my 4th grade, and we started talking. That was sort of a start of us sort of ooh, that's my boyfriend. And so to say that the kids don't recognize the sexuality of it, I think is not entirely accurate. Maybe if it was kindergarten, I would have been not a big deal.
Isn't it worse? Isn't it not about the students so much as also your other teachers and faculty
Well, that
members?
too, but at the same time, I look at it and I say, okay, but she's also wearing a dress to her knees and it's up to her neck. And then some of the other outfits were just the same other stuff that we wear, like fitted jeans and t-shirts and long sweaters. And she still looked hot as hell. And I don't know.
Here's the context, though, because under this picture, though, the only thing that's now I don't want to make it sound dirty, but it's she put Bay teacher. Hashtag Bay.
Well, people had already picked. She was labeled as Teacher Bay, and she took that and sort of went with it and was doing that as the hashtag.
And I'm just kind of
I mean, listen, if that was my kid and that was the teacher, I would love going to parent-teachers conferences, first of all.
I'd be more worried about the dance
than the kids.
Here's the thing, and it was one statement I did see, which you brought up, Jesse, that men can wear whatever they want. See, I disagree with that. If a guy came in there in his tight pants and his balls were bulging out of the front of his pants, I mean, her body is...
But you can't see her vagina.
You can almost see
you can't see her vagina.
You see,
I mean, she looked like she's going to see Lil Wayne.
It's not fair to equate that her
I'm not mad at her. I'm not mad at it.
To ball. If you were showing your balls, that's another whole situation.
It's the crotch area that's bothersome on that. There's an inlet vagina. It's literally look at my pubic bone.
you can tell she got a juicy.
If the jacket was
treading on thin ice.
Here's the thing.
I just think it's a fine line.
I do think we're talking about business attire for school. So is that business attire? Not
No, that's
really.
not business attire.
I don't know, but I
That's going to see Lil Wayne after you get out of school.
But I also know, even if she wore business attire, which would be a high-waisted pencil skirt and a blouse, she would still look just that hot.
Because
of the shape of her body.
That dress could be one size bigger, though. Come on, son.
I mean, that
she's
specific
wearing
dress
it
maybe,
skin tight. The other girls is a little hair looser.
I mean, if you keep it all the way real, because I got thighs, okay? So I'm fully aware that if I get a skirt that looks like this, that looks like on a regular regular skinnier girl, it's not going to look the same.
You're right.
Tell us what you
And
really
it's just
mean.
not fair.
No, you're right.
I feel...
Rile her up, Rachel.
No, here's the thing. Once again, I don't have a problem with her wearing this at all.
But that's just why I fell in the middle. I can't...
If it was... But it's because they're 4th graders. I think that and at 4th grade you are noticing.
You do notice.
Because then I even thought that. But 11th grade, if this was the teacher, I'd be worried for.
Well, yeah, I would be more
Especially
worried if she was a high school teacher, only because I feel like that gap is dead.
Right.
But at 4th grade, it's not that bad.
Here's the thing, though. She's definitely she looks beautiful woman,
She's
great
a beautiful
figure,
woman.
not a demure shrinking flower. Why do you need? My question would be, and this I would say to anyone, probably not in public, but why do you need that much attention at work? Just to be totally honest, because
She
that's
just
an
was on
attention.
her Instagram.
That's an. That's my point, though. That's an attention grab. You are looking for something. If I put on a face full of makeup and lashes and things, I'm obviously looking for a certain response.
What if?
I'm looking for attention.
What if?
I'm dressed like I rolled out of bed. Look at her.
But what if?
Is her account private?
Because there's not any. She started a new account from what I was able to see. She deleted a bunch of pictures.
Teacher,
I was
right?
gonna say, can her students go to her account and look at it?
Shouldn't be.
I don't.
If you could, if it's
you're in
not
fourth
locked,
grade, you need to talk to their mama because that
That's
ain't got
true.
nothing to do with them. If you on Instagram in fourth grade looking for your hot teacher,
Wait,
like
that's
your
normal?
mama messed up. That ain't got nothing to do with your teacher.
Now these kids can get.
I think
And they
she
can do
looks
anything.
great, by the way, but it does look like a date outfit.
But even her other pictures, like she literally was in jeans and a long sleeve T-shirt,
With a
and one of the
full
other
face?
picture with she had on regular makeup. She doesn't have excessive makeup
Yeah,
on.
no,
Like
yeah,
I have on more makeup than she does, like right now.
Yeah, we're on TV.
It's
I
just
mean,
specifically-
video.
But it's not
Specifically
fair to
this
be like,
one
oh, you
dress.
can't, like teachers, oh, you gotta look, you can't wear no makeup on your face. You should only wear like a big tent dress if you got booty and breasts because otherwise you're gonna look sexual. Like, is that
Right.
what we're gonna keep telling people? It's not fair.
I
mean, you do- I
think
do
the
think
dress
it's
is
gonna
a
be
bit much for just for a
that
regular
one
day.
specific
of
If you
dress.
want to talk
Yeah,
about that
teacher.
dress, that happens to be the dress that doesn't have the blazer with it.
And my yeah, I
With a
mean, if she had a
blazer
blazer
over it, I
over
bet
it,
it
I'm
looked
okay with
nice.
it.
But if
Yeah.
the blazer's
I'm okay
gonna
with it
cover that
regardless,
front
but-
area, because
You, look at the indent at her pubic bone. That's a bit much.
Those are her thighs.
Courtney.
Leave her alone.
Courtney, we know that you would look the same in that dress.
It's so not
So we
fair.
actually.
Courtney.
But no, but it
Wait, I think we're
literally,
yelling
like,
over each other
sorry,
right now.
we're
We're getting a little excited.
We're like
We're
beating
screaming.
it. It's so
We're screaming.
upsetting though because that literally is like that's why I to this day as an adult have a complex about my legs.
Courtney,
you
Courtney,
would never
Courtney.
wear that dress if you were working for
Courtney,
fourth
if you were,
grade.
Yes, I
if you
would.
were
If
a
it was black.
teacher,
If
you
it
would
was
not
black.
wear
But that's
that.
also different.
But then some people would say that it makes it even more sexy. Like I actually own that dress. Like
Can
in
you
a
wear
very
that dress
similar shade.
to just
It looks-
a session of this week?
should've wore it-
We
yeah.
want to see.
today.
And
We
you'll
wanna
judge
see.
me, and you'll say I
We'll
can't
judge you with
teach fourth
happiness.
graders.
Courtney,
We'll judge you with
I actually think I
happiness.
know the dress.
But Courtney, you are you preacher's daughter, right?
Right now, yes, my daddy is a pastor.
You would
You said
not
right
wear
now.
that
What does
to
that mean
teaching.
right now? Yes.
No, I wasn't raised a preacher's kid.
yeah.
That's why. Like, we were
I was like, right now, yes.
This
I was
ain't gonna
like,
last for long.
No, it's just my dad is a recent.
I think if Courtney was going to be a teacher, you would wear something more akin to what you're wearing now.
But
to be
that's
honest,
also because I personally like to be more comfortable. I'm not really that much of a glam girl unless I'm going somewhere. But do we take that away from her because she's going to work? If it's like, I mean, okay, this one,
Little
let's say,
bit.
let's be looser. But what if she had on a black pencil skirt and a blouse,
Her
we
body,
would be
yeah.
saying the same thing about
You're
her
right. No,
body.
you're
It
right.
would look the
right.
same.
honestly, though, like I said, she could probably get that dress one size up, and it
And it would
wouldn't
still
look
be
as
I
it wouldn't
bet
look
you
like
would.
that.
The only thing you wouldn't see is you might not see as much of her hip bone, but it would still be tucking over. You would not hide that booty, and you would not hide those breasts.
You keep saying those are thighs, but I beg to differ. Like that's literally her.
Well, let us know what you guys think down in the comments down below.
Oh, man.
What do you guys think
Poor
of
teacher, babe.
sexy Patrice?
I think, but no.
She
lastly,
just gotta wear a tent dress. She can't
No,
wear
it's
a
not
fitted
even.
dress.
Here's the thing. It's not
Just
even
wear
about
a tent
that.
shape.
I don't have kids,
Yes.
but if I did, and I went to a parent-teacher conference with my husband, and I was talking to that teacher, I think that would be challenging for me.
Okay.
And I'm not. I'm girl power, but at the same time, I would think, ooh,
But,
that's
okay.
like you're looking for a husband.
But
That's-
kind of going back to what Courtney said on the flip side of that, is that her problem or your problem?
Right, but
Probably
see,
mine.
yeah, but
You know what I
then
mean?
it's also
Because then
like,
it's
do you
like
want
us
your fourth
judging-
grade daughter to be looking like, oh, this is who I don't know.
But is that who we're is that what we're teaching though? Like we're gonna say, oh, you're in fourth grade, even though she's an amazing teacher, she's doing her job very
Yeah.
well. You're doing great in school. This is an amazing classroom, and she's fantastic. She's kind of sexy though. At fourth grade, teaching your fourth grade daughter like that's something you got to be worried about.
Because you
people gonna
just
look at you and
shouldn't
think
be-
you are too sexy, so you can't. Like
I
I don't know why we got to
should be
mix that message
exuding
at this
that
point.
I hear
sexiness
you
in
on that.
fourth grade.
Sorry,
I don't
sorry.
think sexiness should be even brought into the realm of fourth grade.
But
Right, I
that's the
agree with
point,
that.
but that's what parents were saying about the comments. They were
But
like,
that's
she's
why
teaching
work
kids
at trying the way
and
you're
kids.
wearing. If you know something is going to show a little bit more than something, then
I mean, I hear you though, because nobody's trying to slut shame her or make her feel bad for her fabulous figure and beautifulness. But I don't know, like, and I'm pretty liberal, but I would say I'd pull it back a hair. I wish I'd seen the blazer on.
Yeah, I'd rather wear a blazer over it.
Yeah.
As much as I enjoy it and want to go to a parent-teachers conference with her. But that's a different subject.
Darryl, you trying to go after?
Daryl's trying to get a date. If we're just
Well, how come you didn't bring your wife today, Mr. Chris? Oh, she's sick. She's sick. She don't feel well.
That's why Rachel would not be happy going to that conference.
I mean,
She don't feel well. You hungry?
But like I said, I'm totally a girl's girl. But like, if someone is always dressed like that and
But she's
looking
not.
like
This
that,
was
It's just this one picture.
The next day, she had pictures. They had multiple pictures. She had
Right.
jeans on in one. She had like printed like leggings with a long tunic on in another one. But it was
Personally-
just
Just
very
The
sexy.
principal, I would have been like, girl, we gonna have to put you, go get some jeans, girl. You know what
Personally, I
So-
think
The jeans I thought were actually worse.
Really?
again, she could buy her clothes a few sizes larger, and then they wouldn't be so form-fitting. And
Is this a public school or Catholic school?
Public school.
it's not Catholic school.
Yeah.
I'll
It
tell
was
you
Atlanta. It was
that.
probably public school. That was probably Decatur. Like, showed up.
I mean, but you have a point that it would be my problem if I had an image of someone like that. Do you know what I mean? Because in
Yeah.
the end, it's up to me to trust who I'm with,
Right.
to not ...
And trust that the school is hiring someone who, no matter how
Is
sexy they dress, is
qualified.
qualified for the position.
I'm sure she's qualified, and honestly,
I
I'm
hope she's
not
qualified.
convinced
she
they're all.
has to be qualified.
I'm not convinced they're not bucking for like a reality teacher show at this point. Every time I
Maybe.
see a teacher dressed up or someone who's isn't in Hollywood, walking around in life
No.
like that, I think you're angling for a reality show.
That's sad though.
I know.
Because there was a whole like history of, there was a time when I had a grandma that like, you don't get up and go out of the house without putting on your lipstick
Yeah.
and your hat.
Yeah.
Like,
What would grandma
but
say about
but
that?
But that's the point. Like, but it's still, there's some families right now that would look at that and be like, yes, you got yourself together. I got a friend right now whose
Listen.
mom is like, you didn't put yourself together to go nowhere.
I
Like,
still
you need
feel
to
like
get
there's a
her.
difference between together and
together.
together. She's together.
Listen, the term school marm did not come
She
from
had the club
nowhere,
together.
and that is not a school marm.
That's fine, girl. Go on and wear you an A-line tent dress because they trying to
Listen,
hate.
she's
And they going to keep
feeling
on
herself.
hating. They
She's-
gonna keep on hating.
We
Get
just
myself.
Jesse just showed me some more
myself.
pictures from her Instagram, and this is what I'm going to say.
And the
She's
jeans are
feeling
really
herself.
tight. Those are some tight ass
Jeans, I told you. I thought the jeans were worse.
Listen, she's absolutely stunning.
beautiful.
This close-up of her face, stunning girl. And if you can't tell me she's not bucking for a modeling something or a video girl thing, I'm
Something.
telling you, she will not be a teacher in 2 years, and she'll be right up in she'll be front and center in a Lil Wayne
Maybe
video.
she's gonna like discover her
Talk about
own
this no
school.
racism.
Y'all are terrible.
All right.
Aw.
She's also probably young, just to wrap it up.
Sorry,
I
of
bet she's
course
in her
she
early
is.
20s, and you know
This is
if
her
it was
new job. She excited. She's
if it was the modern world
Yeah,
and I was
she's
in my
a
early
girl.
20s, I might be wearing that, but shorter. That's the truth. You
Well,
know.
listen, we all. Oh,
I'm her,
Okay, she's
I'm her
a
mom's age,
shorter.
so for me, I'm like, oh, cover up. But I get if I was 22 and teaching school, I might not be aware because she's grown up. She's probably in her early 20s by that picture. She's grown up in a world where this is the norm.
Yeah,
I
that's what
did
I'm
not
saying.
per se. This is the norm.
Because
to
you didn't
over-
have a 4th grade teacher that wears
that
skin
looked
tight
like
dress.
that.
Our teachers were all old.
No,
Yeah.
but again,
I had one hot teacher, and she went now looking at him like she was
young
not
teacher
hot.
in like
But,
middle school.
but no,
I
but
was
listen,
Teacher.
not to be a total downer, but for my generation, we grew up in the day when, when I hit 8th grade, AIDS was just starting to hit, and so. Or high school. So we
Yeah,
grew
where
up
we go
in
with
no,
this?
we grew up in that
I'm
day
getting
and
nervous.
age. So people covered up. That is why the fashions were covered up and big and boxy. That is why phone lines started because like I'll talk to you, but I'm not going to come near you because you could kill me.
You might blow
so
AIDS
it's
on
a
me.
right. So it's a whole different world than it is today for a
sure.
20-year-old.
I'm just saying, kids notice things in 4th grade, and that would be my only issue. And not, it is what it is because my
Darryl
7-year-old,
talking about what they notice, but what you notice.
my
like your
7-year-old
pubis
nephew
bone.
notices big booties. You know what I mean? So he looks at big booties. So that's your teacher. You're gonna be doing math.
But
That's
is he not gonna notice the booty in pants or anything else? Regardless, is it not an opportunity to be like, yes, she has a great butt. Guess what? You don't get to touch it. You don't get to comment on it. All you get to do is know that it's a great butt and leave it the hell alone.
Well, maybe it'll help him learn a little bit more because I sure as hell would go to class.
You don't think
so.
it's like the Kim
They're gonna be
Kardashian effect
Snapchatting her
too?
butt
This
all
is
the
very
time.
Kim Kardashian. This whole thing.
Possibly, but it's we're beating this to
Yeah,
death.
like-
All right,
did it.
you
We
do
all-
you,
Teacher,
girl.
babe,
You
good
do
luck.
you.
Good
You
luck,
do
girl.
you.
Do you?
Good
We'll
luck,
see you
girl.
on VH1 real soon.
Or in that Lil Wayne video.
Oh my God.
Love in the school system.
Loving the school
A
system.
new
I'm
Mona
telling
Scott
you,
production
it's going
by Mona
to
May.
going to happen, and you're going to be like, Rachel was right.
Oh God.
All right.
Oh my God.
What is
What you got?
next?
What's
Well, no,
next?
don't you want to talk about DraftKings?
Another
Jesse?
hot mess. I think you want to talk about him, right?
No, actually. You,
All right, well, that's fine. Because I will. Because guess what? I'm going to win up to $5 million
What?
in you can too. It's football season, y'all, so make
Yes,
sure you
it
guys pick
is.
your favorite teams, your favorite players from the NFL season, and you can put your Final Fantasy team together.
Put that
Because
fantasy
DraftKings.com, we have a special code for you guys. It's BSports. You guys can use that code to sign up to win up to $5 million.
I like where you said that.
Fantasy football,
All
baby,
right,
baby.
check it out. All right, we're moving on to some topics with Courtney Stewart.
What you got?
I have a story, and it is about some dumb people in the world. I shouldn't call them dumb. I don't know. So basically, there's an actress by the name of Tika Sumpter. Some of you guys may know her from Gossip Girl, or The Have and the Have-Nots, or the new movie Southside with You. That's about the first date between Michelle and Barack Obama, which was delightful. So go check it out. It's still in theaters. But anyway, so Tika Sumpter is basically like a tall black Barbie. She's beautiful. She's smart. She's talented. She's fantastic. Suddenly, she popped up on the red carpet, pregnant as hell, and everybody was like, what? When? Huh? Who's she dating? What happened? We didn't know. But she's about to have a baby because she's about to burst. And it turns up this week, because people been asking, like, how's she pregnant? Who was she dating? Like, what's been going on? Found out, apparently, she had been making whoopee with her co-star of The Have and Have-Nots, Mr. Nick James. He plays Officer Justin, for those of y'all that don't watch the show. And he real cute. But the problem is he is a Caucasian.
You are crazy.
Like, I can't.
And apparently in 2016, Yada is a tragedy of epic proportions. Okay?
Why? Lil Wayne said there's no more racism.
Tragedy! Oh no, honey. And Twitter went haywire and crooked and sideways, and they made all kinds of horrific comments. Some of them are the following. One person said, by the name of Nelly, said, how the hell did we let Tika Sumpter get away and have a white N-word knock her up?
That doesn't even make sense.
The next one said, Tika Sumpter pregnant by a white cop on the Have and Have Not. Say it ain't so. Sad face, sad face, sad face. Next one is, Tika Sumpter is pregnant by a white man. I'm too blown. So basically, those continued and like
there was some really
swarmed her
bad
Twitter.
ones.
I didn't read, like, I read
they
silly
went in.
ones,
Some
but there were some very racist ones.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, I saw that one.
There were some really unkind comments and harsh ones, and it's funny because she just did an interview about why she hadn't even told anybody she was pregnant
Yeah.
until the
Because
final
of-
trimester.
because
This
of this.
movie coming out.
She had the movie coming out, and she was like, I didn't want the negative energy
Right.
while I was pregnant, so nobody knew she was even pregnant until the third trimester. And it was just sort of, I guess, shocking at this point for many people that she would date a white. And a lot of the commentary was very geared towards, why does black girl with a white man? And then a lot of black women on social media came after those people saying, black men been doing this shit forever. Why do black women get such a hard time when they end up with a white guy? So that sort of started a debate back and forth between the haters of the Tika Sumpter situation and the people sort of trying to attack
First
them.
of all, what's it to you?
Right. It's their
No, I
business.
mean, really, it has nothing to do with
Yeah.
you. So there's that.
And
but
what does it matter at this point? That some of the top TV shows now feature black women with white men. What are you talking
Well,
about?
that's what's
So
interesting
why
because, like,
why is this such
there
an
is such
uproar?
an aggressive.
I think it's because she's darker skinned and they're reacting because no, she's not
She's
dark.
no darker
No,
than
she
Car-
is dark.
She's
No,
no
no,
darker than Kerry Washington.
Yes, she is.
Yeah,
She's a
she
chocolate.
is.
She's
You
a
know what I'm
beautiful
saying? I don't
chocolate
mean
girl.
like she's not
No.
Africa dark. She's just a darker.
Yeah, she's dark
if
skinned,
I'm
beautiful.
medium, she's a darker skinned
Yeah.
girl, and
Yeah.
I feel like people react very tragically when it's someone who's extra dark or
but
extra
it's
light.
so fascinating because men, especially black men, because I've experienced it multiple times in person. I got chewed out at a bar by a black man because he thought I was with a group of white men, and the reaction is so aggressive, and I don't understand because it's been such we've accepted it elsewhere
Well, I think
for
we've
so
seen it
long.
with black men and white women much more common. Like my parents, my mother is black and my father was white, and everybody got confused by that. You know, they didn't
Yeah.
understand how a
Here's-
white man could be with a black woman. So there's
Yeah.
that. Because I think some people, she's a gorgeous woman,
Yeah, she's
right?
beautiful.
Absolutely gorgeous. But some people are under the impression that black women are not gorgeous, and I don't know what spell you're under because we are fabulous. All women.
I have a lot of, well, not a lot, several black male friends who do do have a problem with black women dating white men, and I still think it goes back to...
Do they date white girls?
They do.
Yeah.
They do.
They do. They do.
Exactly.
They do. And I've said that, you are being a hypocrite.
Right.
Because here's the thing, but I think it goes back to, I hate to say it, but like a slavery thing. It's like a mental slavery thing of just the way that black women were brutalized and treated and raped and those type of things back during that time period that a lot of people still have a problem with that.
If you have a problem, then don't date white women and date a black woman and make her not feel that way. Like,
But-
I don't. It doesn't.
Agreed.
That's not even.
It makes
that wouldn't
no
even be an
sense.
argument
I'm just
because it'd
saying,
just be like
it just-
looking
But
like at you like.
Also, the outrage is frankly insulting to me. Like, I'm the product of that.
Yeah.
So what am I? You know what I mean? When people are like, "That should never happen," or
Right.
"Those babies are cursed," or what? I mean,
have
I'm
you seen
literally
Shamar
the
Moore?
product of that.
Yeah.
So it's all fine. People are people
It's
are
gonna be
people.
okay.
Yeah, it is going to be
Listen,
okay. And if your
it's hard enough
preference.
to find love. Find
That's
whoever you
right.
need to
Wherever
find
and
it.
with
Right.
whomever you
Also,
can.
I think people forget that when people are on sets like they are,
yeah.
they're
Yeah, I was gonna say that. They're
shooting.
working together.
Band camp. They're like
it's not
together
even surprising
exclusive
to me
and
that-
things
that
happen.
You're
things
working
happen like that,
15
yeah.
hours a day. You're seeing the same 6 people. You're gonna pick the most attractive.
And
out
he's
of those
very
same.
attractive.
Very.
Yeah.
I saw the shirtless
Her bae is
photo.
a
But
real cute.
you know what I feel for her that she had to keep it secret because I know when I first moved to this town, I think I was in CB4 premiere and I was dating actually a really well-known white actor, and I didn't take him to the premiere because I just thought I
The black
don't want
folks
to.
would be like all up in her
Right,
grill.
I
Like,
didn't want-
Oh, she dating a white dude.
I didn't want to get hate for that. Now that was 20 plus,
And
20,
it's-
almost going on 25
It
years ago. The
still
fact
would
that
be
it's
the case.
still happening
Yeah.
is kind of
It's crazy. I
tragic.
was at the Woodman down the street last week. I got yelled at
So-
in public.
Just for standing
but-
next
but-
to a white man.
Well, I was with a group of white guys with another friend, and the dude was like, "Oh, you gonna do that to us?"
Yeah,
Like,
but
I didn't say
on the
nothing
flip
to
side,
you.
that there are plenty of black women who have
Yes.
a problem with black men dating white women who are very
Absolutely.
vocal about it as well, and I've witnessed that as well.
I agree
Like,
that the people
you
are
got your
vocal.
Courtney, you've joked about certain things
I joke
on the
about
show.
you liking white women all the time.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
That doesn't mean
white
I have a
women?
problem
Which I don't,
with it.
by the way.
white women?
Yes, he does. He loves them snow bunnies.
She's lying, by the way. That's false. and
Derrial likes
unaccurate.
like a little toast. He puts a snow bunny in the toast oven a little bit. But wait, I want to go to your friend really quickly. Because if his
Why they
idea
gotta be
is
toast?
that if a black woman dates a white man, it is something to go back to slave. So when he's dating white women, is that his?
He's
thing?
getting revenge. He's
sticking it
getting
to the man.
revenge.
He's getting all Mandingo on her,
Wait,
No, I'm
so
just saying.
what kind of back do you like?
Stop it.
Blonde,
I can't.
brunette?
You invite me to that dinner party.
A complete pink toe? I'm okay with that.
Okay, back.
I mean, I wish this stuff was a little more subtle. The other thing I have to say is, I don't know about Tika Sumpter because she's gorgeous and probably gets asked out all the time, but I went like 3 years with not one effer asking me out. And so when a white dude finally did, and I said yes, and everyone's like, "Why are you dating a white guy?" He's like, "Cause that motherfucker
That asked me out.
He asked me.
There you go.
Nobody else was asking. So
got you.
you know what I'm saying.
Do that, girl.
That's fair.
I'm gonna find me a white guy.
Do that.
Working on it right now. Okay.
All right.
Anyway.
Well, I can't wait to see those tweets as well.
I know. Good luck with that, Courtney.
Good luck, yeah.
Derrial's completely rubbed off on Courtney.
They already trashed me on Twitter.
Why can't I get them too?
No, they already trashed me on Twitter. Welcome,
Yeah, it's
and
all
you'll
good.
see. Because actually, I had someone really trash me for just saying my experience of what it was like growing up mixed because my white father had custody, and somebody was really harsh with me, and I just thought, "Are you one of those Negroes who tells other Negroes how to be a Negro?" I see.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Good luck with that.
Right.
One of those people.
Don't be one of those Negroes.
Well, in this case, there were no Negroes involved, more than likely, but definitely some shady non-Negroes. So basically, this week, our New York Times released an article that they've basically found proof of how effed up our food/government/situation is in terms of our health and what information we're actually being given, and it dates all the way back to the 60s. Basically what happened is this specific situation was the sugar industry paid scientists in the 1960s to play down the link between sugar and heart disease and to promote saturated fat as the culprit. And they actually found the documentation from the 60s that showed how much these scientists were paid. They were publishing it in the medical journals
we're gonna die,
to
y'all.
make us all believe that actually it's fat, not sugar, even though there was evidence that there was some issues with sugar as it pointed to heart disease and all of that. But of course, the sugar industry didn't want that to be the case. Right now, in response to it, because the Sugar Foundation still actually exists, obviously it's still out there, and they responded to it basically by saying that, yes, we should have been more transparent back then about our links to the scientists and the journal and that whatever, but we still support the evidence that was given out, which makes no sense, being that you still saying some of the evidence wasn't actually given out.
Where did you find
public.
this? Because a lot of the nutrition books I read for the last few years have all been talking about this study. It's not uncommon knowledge, so I'm glad that it's getting out and people like you are reporting on it for mass media. And it's interesting because this study was done in the 60s. It took till about the 80s for fat-free. So I think it's going to take about 20 years for us to start stripping sugar out of it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
it takes a long time to trickle down to the masses.
Yeah,
so.
and the biggest thing was actually showing the evidence of the sort of governmental element of it that was also linked to the science, and that science is not independent, even though we sort of look to science in this country to sort of tell us, okay, this is maybe not great and this may not be great, but it's being influenced still.
But it's so much manipulation, regardless.
For sure.
I mean, if anything, we can't trust really anything at all that we put in our bodies.
If I see natural flavor on something,
right? No, this is important.
After learning what the broad word of natural,
right? And what the procedure is for that, it's
right.
Any color,
it's not as harsh as you think.
But a lot of people think if it says second ingredient natural
it's
flavoring,
marketing, guys.
Usually it can be MSG. It can be a lot of different things, and it's important for this information to start getting out there. And I hope it starts to trickle down because listen, we all love sugar. Sugar's yummy, but back before the 50s, 60s, we only had very little of it per week, per year, per anything, and we've pretty much quadrupled.
Just piled it on.
The other thing I wish they told us when we were growing up in school, when I was in science class, I thought science. Well, this is the fact. It's not a fact. It's conjecture. It's theory. That is why the dinosaur names have changed. That is why the planets have changed.
That's why we ain't got Pluto no more.
I know, my ruling planet. Thank you. But I mean, all these things, So it's important to educate yourself. And one of the books I love right now is How Not to Die. That's what it's called. It's written by a doctor, and he kind of breaks down is your problem arthritis? Well, here's some foods that really work, and here's why these medicines per se don't work as well as these food things. So educate yourself.
Yeah,
and I want to give actually a shout out to D Herbs at this moment, because D Herbs is we did a cleanse back at the beginning of the
year. Vegan cleanse, guys.
Check out dherbs.com because he gives a menu. We'll talk about that in a sec. He gives a menu of everything natural that you can eat and just kind of put into your body to change.
Let me throw one out. If your parents or you have high blood pressure, which a lot of African American Black people have, beets, beetroot, beet juice, beet powdered beets. Beets are just as effective as that pill that
they want to give you.
Let's say your mom is a drinker, right? And then you put her on a high blood pressure pill. Now her liver is extra taxed. Okay, so your mama can still have her drink, put in some beet juice.
Just pour that vodka in the beet juice.
It's less stress on the liver, is what I'm trying.
No, you can't do that. Because
that was a joke, guys. Don't do that.
I'm not saying your mom is a drinker.
I've mixed liquor with Jamba Juice, and you cannot.
Okay, first of all, Jamba Juice has so much sugar and mess in it.
Not gonna get a
you can buy fresh beets, or if you're in an area where you can't get fresh beets or it's not the season, there is freeze-dried or powdered beets and beet juice. There's a difference between beet juice and beet powder. One is made of actual beets.
Does it have a taste?
It tastes like beets, which I like.
I've never had beet powder, but I love beets.
Me too. It's an earthy.
I actually like beets.
It's an earthy taste, but there are studies in the book and everywhere. Do your own research. Don't take mine, but it brings it down just as effectively as a high blood pressure pill.
True that.
Okay.
Right.
That's good to know.
Get on it.
And you'll have to be on that medication.
There you go.
GGY.
All right. Well, is that all you have for us today, Courtney?
That's all I've got.
All right. We're going to move on to our EUR Web Story Spotlight of the Week. Can you remix that again, Zach? Let's give it one more EUR Web Story Spotlight of the Week so Jesse can do that dance.
Jazz hands.
Make sure you guys check out Stranger Things on Netflix. And then check out the after show.
All right, thank you, Zach. I'm going to call you DJ Zach now. You know how to mix that in. All right, this next topic has got me really excited because the National Museum of African American History and Culture are doing a historical free opening festival that's taking place September 24th and September 25th. But this headline is got me revved up. Like, I want to fly out there and go. They got Living Color. Remember that 90s rock band, Living Color, Cult of Personality?
Yeah. Great song.
Public Enemy, The Roots, Michelle and Danielle cello. That's just the few that they've named so far. And this festival is going to celebrate.
Like Mary J. Blige.
Yeah, they were adding other people. You can get the full list, which I'll give the site at the end. They're still kind of negotiating who other people that are performing. But this festival will celebrate the lasting legacy of African Americans and expression through music, jazz, R&B, gospel, and hip hop. So it's a free show, and I mean, I think we should. Well, we can't go because it's like.
How's it making money?
It's like
if it's
a week
free?
ago.
It's like a week ago, a week away.
Well, it's just the opening.
Yeah,
for
it's
the
the
next
opening.
year.
Oh, it's the opening.
Yeah, it's the
Gotcha,
opening.
gotcha. Okay,
But
okay.
the full lineup you can get at nmaahc.si.edu. I'll repeat that again. nmaahc.si.edu. si.edu, and that gives the full lineup and all the other activities that are going on, because it's not just performances. It's like, you know, like artsy stuff going on. There's painting. There's just a lot of different things that are going on. So check that out because I'm excited for it.
The building looks dope.
The building looks amazing.
It's amazing, and the history to try to get that museum open.
Okay.
Yes,
Insane.
it's been insane.
It's been in the process for like 100 years.
Yeah,
so it's awesome.
Check that out and support it. All right, our last story of the day. This guy has been, he's been making the headlines this year. Superman. He's our new black activist, outspoken activist, Jesse Williams from Grey's Anatomy. He is in the headlines again this week because a lot of people, I don't know if they do or do not know this, but he was a high school teacher before becoming an actor on Grey's Anatomy. And he has said that, you know, if it wasn't for scholarships and things like that, he wouldn't have been able to have his education and kind of pay it forward. Well, he has gotten involved with an app that is called Scully, Scholly, and he is now the ambassador. Let's see, he's the advisory board. He's on the advisory board, for this Scully. And what he's trying to do is to create opportunities for kids to get educated, to get scholarships. The app was actually featured on Shark Tank on ABC back in 2014, and has already provided more than $50 million worth of scholarships.
Wow.
I mean, that's
I wish
pretty
it
big.
was like that when I was going to school. Looking for scholarships back in the day was a struggle.
Well, right.
It
There
seemed
was
it seemed like a lot of obstacles too.
It was
a lot more
so
obstacles.
now thank you internet / smartphones.
The thing I really love about what he does too is he is really vocal. He is using his celebrityhood
He really is
for
like an
something
activist.
really above and beyond himself. And what did you guys say? You probably already discussed it already, but people are like, he's not black. It's like, you know what?
He is black. His father's black.
Yeah, he's a black man.
I mean, he's biracial. He's 50%.
I know some people have said, well, he gets more attention because he's light-skinned. Maybe, but I know he gets a lot of attention because he's on Grey's Anatomy, one of the hottest shows around, working with one of the hottest producers, Shonda Rhimes, around. So it doesn't really matter how he came to be. I just think he's vocal about it. He's using it, and he says, well, right, and he's young as he's
he's
doing
only
it, and
35 years old.
he's not saying there is no racism.
Right.
He's saying here's things we can do, actually do. So I applaud him.
And he's also like uplifting all the time,
Positive
like supported
guy.
and positive kind of dude. So I appreciate him greatly.
Well, I respect him just because he doesn't
for
have to
other
do
reasons also.
He's a
You
handsome
also like
man.
to look at him.
Dang,
But I respect him because
gorgeous man.
he doesn't have to do this. You know, he's
Not
at the
at
height of his
all.
career,
Yeah.
and we've talked about this on the show before about celebrities using their power to be more, active and political and just giving a lot of good attention to the African American community, and he's doing that. So it actually trips me out sometimes where they find fault because he's biracial or whatever. What does that matter?
Halle Berry's mama said it to her. If they gonna look at you, they're gonna see a black woman. They gonna
Well,
look at you, they're
yeah.
gonna see a black man.
Black-
Then your
We see a black
experience
man.
in this country is
Yeah.
walking in the skin of a black man.
Right.
Until he did the speech, then people want to be like, oh, he kind of white now. Like,
Right.
And irregardless, I just think again, what he's doing is great. That's going to be a lot more helpful to students out there than per se like what Lil Wayne said. Who
Y'all, you cannot talk about what Lil Wayne said. Lil Wayne didn't know what he was saying. Lil Wayne probably didn't even know he was talking.
Lil Wayne should actually go and sit with Jesse Williams and maybe try to have a meeting and see what he could do.
He was like, "Is that English?" I don't. He was speaking patois in his head.
But I was sitting last night. I was actually thinking about Jesse Williams.
I bet you were.
were you now?
No, not like that.
You were.
He doesn't do it for me for whatever reason. Doesn't. I know.
Really?
I like him darker than that.
Usually I do too, honey. But if he look at you long enough, you just be like, "Oh."
I mean,
Girl, I saw him in
Those
Trader
eyes.
Joe's once, and I was like a little mesmerized.
You
And then I
just
thought,
melt.
look away, Rachel, look away. I mean, he's
his eyes are
But
like
no,
the
this is what I was
deepest
thinking.
devotion.
as a celebrity,
I don't wanna
when you
objectify him.
make
Okay.
certain statements and you do certain things, and the world shifts their viewpoint of who you are. Like, what do you think has gone through his mind? Like, I wonder, like, did he have a moment where he was like, oh my gosh, like, I have to stop being an actor, like, I should be moving into politics, like, I should, like, is that pressure just being thrown on him? Is that something that's fair to say? Like,
you don't think he thinks I can do it all?
I feel like it's natural for him.
Yeah.
Especially with his background for being a teacher. I feel like, I don't know exactly, I'll have to do some research on what he taught in high school, but I feel like history was like something that he did teach. But I feel he comes across to me very genuine with this. I feel like this is something naturally that he just wants to do in acting. He uses acting as the platform to be able to do it.
And
but you never know the response you're going to get. So to get this big of a response, it's like, now what?
I think he just tucks in his cap, keeps doing things like this so that if he does want to go into politics, it's not like a Trump where I have no background in politics, people. He actually will have a background.
Well, he said he had this statement to make, if this maybe clarifies a little bit. He said, this is what William said, I had countless students that were forced to watch their own potential fade into memory simply because they weren't born into the resources necessary to absorb a higher education.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I think that he, just through his experiences, he just wants to make that change.
And I appreciate he shows it doesn't have to be a singular experience, because I know some of us get annoyed when, like, Lil Wayne speaks about something, whatever, but some people are actually, actors, but they're actually intelligent beings that have an opinion and actually can help and do things that are great. And he shows that I'm in this space, but I also can be in this space and do this and actually care, because my action shows that I am capable and I'm studied and I'm not just bullshitting.
Right.
So I appreciate that every time.
I do, yeah. All right, well, shout out to Jesse Williams. We'll have you on the show hopefully soon, and we can talk more about this. And Courtney and Rachel can be very active.
I mean, he's married, so you know.
And he loves his wife.
He's in love and shit.
He loves his wife.
I always be like, oh, and I'm probably your mom's age. You're right. There's that. Oh,
always say
shoot.
that.
I know, but it's probably true.
But if you need a sister wife.
Hey, now.
There you go. All right. On that note, before we leave.
I know.
Oh,
bye.
I don't know what's happening.
We've lost our sound. If you're wondering, if you're watching and wondering what's happening.
Yes, we are trying to get this back. Okay, well.
Just finish it up.
We'll just finish it up.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, have a great weekend, and we will see you soon on next week's This Week.
Where can we find everyone? Nowhere? All right, bye.
I'm everywhere.
Find us everywhere. Courtney, where can fans find you?
I don't know, everywhere at Stuart Starlet, if this is even being recorded.
Yeah.
Bam, everywhere at DJ Jesse J.
At Rachel True on Twitter and True Rachel True on Instagram. And Derrial?
At Derrial Christon on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. And before we leave really quickly, I want to tell everybody I saw a great movie this week, which was Bridget Jones' Baby, which is Renee Zellweger. It's Patrick Dempsey and Colin Firth. You guys should check it out. I don't know if you've seen the other. This is the third installment.
Of course I've seen all of them. I love Bridget.
Without me giving too much away, the title says a lot, but it's it's one of those movies that's kind of fun and romantic and silly.
I wonder if she has a baby.
Is she preggers?
By the way, I thought Renee Zellweger looked great. She looked like her. I don't know why people are talking so much smack. All of it. Go support her in this movie.
She looks a little different.
But every time she drops one of these movies, they always got to talk about her weight, her body, her face.
Yeah, no, go support them in this movie so they can do a fourth.
Yeah, support it. Check out the trailer on BlackHollywoodLive.com. We'll have it there.
Bye.
See you soon.
Bye.
From executives Keven Undergaro, Derrial Christon, Tiana Hobson, and the entire BHL staff, we would like to thank you for supporting Black Hollywood Live, the first online broadcast network dedicated to African American entertainment. For questions and comments, contact us. info@blackhollywoodlive.com. Like us on Facebook, tweet us, or Instagram us at BHL Online. And I am the official voice of Black Hollywood Live, Scipio, Instagram me @KingXOBay. Thanks for tuning in. The views expressed here are those of the host only and do not necessarily reflect the views of BHL or its owners or principals.